Coca-Cola.
Gino Visconti, my betrothed, and I have been doing the Steel Toe Morning Show, filling in for, in the absence of his ex-wife for quite some time now. And if you don't know that whole lore, then I can't explain it to you. I guess Google it. But I just have some choice words and thoughts about the situation. We are no longer doing the show. And I will tell you later about the rest of it and our, what shall we call it? Moving forward with the toe. I'll tell you all about that later. So we're just going to go ahead and pull up a clip on it, okay? And I will go through this clip, and I will pause when I think you need to know something, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Let's just get right to it. We're just going to get right to it. So it says, Gino and Keanu quit Steel Toe Morning Show. Aaron couldn't afford them. It's not at all the case. Okay. We were doing a friend a favor. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I feel a little bit wronged here. I feel that we're a little bit manipulated in the situation. And I will start this with saying that I believe, and I've known this from the start, Aaron put us in a very, 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 very sticky situation. That's not really what a friend does. It's not normal that, well, it's normal, but Aaron and his ex-wife, April, were both equally, we were all equally friends. So him asking us to fill in for her while all of that was going on, I think was a bit of a, he got right to us, like, oh, we're getting a divorce, and she's on this, and da. And we were like, anything you need, buddy. Okay. So we did the show for many months. It was always supposed to be temporary, but the way that he is framing it now is not, it's not quite right. And the things that have come out, that I will tell you whether or not the Viscontis believe or not, is quite untoward. So let's just play it, and then I will explain. So here we go.
Yep. Once a week, once every other week, I'll just go, hey, man, I hope you're hanging in there okay, blah, 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 and I'll get a text back. Mm-hmm. And
he's talking about Visconti.
Bum the guy out. Sometimes I'll just text.
He's talking, if you don't know, obviously, he's talking about Visconti. He's going like, oh, I don't want to bother him during this merger that's going on. False, okay? We just weren't answering you. We saw some weird shit come out. It wasn't that I was on vacation. I still streamed with John DiCaprio. It wasn't that I was on vacation. It wasn't any of that. We just didn't know what to think, and we wanted to just wait a second before we responded to you. It has nothing to do with the merger, which you know nothing about. So there we go. Anyway, we'll continue on.
Text Keanu because I'm like, I don't want to bother Gino with this right now. A lot of fun. You'd make some money. We'd hang out, whatever. But if you wanted to, if you were like, look, this compound censored shit is getting really complicated. It's a month away.
Dog, how many times do I have to tell you? Here, I guess. It has nothing to do with that. Literally nothing. It has nothing to do with our wedding coming up. It has nothing to do with it. Spin, 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 spin. Fuck off.
Way our show is.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't feel like planning and taking a trip right now, or
No, we were all gung ho to like do your stupid fucking weirdo roast. It would have been hilarious, but
whatever the contract ends up being, because for what we pay them to come here, it's a good chunk of money. Don't get me wrong.
No, you didn't give us any. You didn't give us a number. So is it a good chunk of money? You're not paying for our flight. you know, we would have done it for you as a friend. You didn't kind of pay us for many of the weeks that we did Steel Toe out of the kindness of our hearts. So we didn't obviously ever say anything, but anyway.
So Gino was doing a show on YouTube today. He was doing like an impromptu in hot water thing. And someone asked him if he was going to be doing Steel Toe Friday.
I know.
Gotcha.
Now, I will say this. I will echo the sentiments of Keanu
Sorry,
Thompson.
Bisconti was talking about to me.
Keanu and Gino were always temporary here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keanu and Gino were never.
All right. So Bisconti was talking to me just now. He was just trying to fill me in. It was like we got a live update, right? Saying that Aaron's talking about this right now. It doesn't care if we throw him out of the wedding. Okay. Because Aaron, I believe in this clip, he does say that he doesn't want to be a distraction because he's such a big star. You know, what a big star you are, Aaron. What a big star. Okay. Anyway, we'll continue on this clip. All right, here we go.
We're in the full-time, long-term plans of Steel Toe for one main reason. I couldn't afford to let them keep coming here, and then I couldn't offer.
You couldn't afford it. We were trying to be nice to you. You put us in a very sticky situation because April was also our very good friend, but you just got to us first. You just manipulated and got right to us first, and we hadn't heard from her in fucking weeks. So we were trying to be there for you, all right? Also, you couldn't not afford it. What about the weeks where you didn't pay us? How about those weeks? And then as soon as we kind of stop answering, ding, oh, here's $100 for last week. I'm like, what about this week? This week. Thanks for the $30 on this week. All right. Doesn't matter. As friends, we would have done it for free. Don't say you couldn't afford us. We would have done it out of the kindness of our hearts for free. But don't say that you are going to pay us. And then, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Bisconti. There were many times he did not pay us. Yes. Forgot to, or what have you. But then, so yeah, or even asked for a dime. I'm not saying I didn't have fun doing his show. It was fine, albeit in a really terrible situation. But all right, let's keep going.
For them a fair price. What I was giving them was friend prices. They were giving me friend prices. They were working as friends. Prices. They were helping out basically for the transition while April left. And honestly, they filled in for almost 3 full months.
Yeah.
Right. Because you called us like, can you guys, early in the morning, can you guys talk? Looks like what the internet was saying is true. Like, what? Like, and I filed for divorce. And then could you guys fill in for a little while? We're like, yeah, man, anything you need. We knew nothing of it. We're like, well, okay, you're just now telling us this? Okay, I guess, I don't know. She's moved in with the Ricadas and she's completely addicted to blow, which I can't believe anything this man says anymore, honestly. I really can't. So, and we were like, yeah, buddy, anything you need. Me and Gino immediately, not that we already weren't, we were texting April. We didn't really hear from her, but of course, and this is where I faltered and have apologized to her. Of course, she doesn't want to, text back to somebody that's involved with him, and I get that. I completely understand. But it was a lot of non-communication before. But then he dumps that on us and pulls at our heartstrings. And Gino and I call us idiots, but we're too nice. So anyway, here we go.
I mean, that's a lot longer than temporary. So
you're welcome.
Something was going to happen. What I thought was going to be the end of it for sure, their run here, was as they got closer to the wedding.
Pretty damn close.
And that took up more of their time, made them more and more busy. And it's like, guys, focus on the wedding, that whole thing. Well, then the compound sensor thing comes.
Okay.
Then these
again. So He thinks that has something to do with it. Nice freeze frame. He has no fucking idea what's going on. This man, for some reason, thinks that he's a part of it. He was texting us. The only thing, texts went ignored. And then finally he was going, is it a merger? Is it this? Is it that? Because he wants something to talk about on his fucking show. Gino's busy. I'm busy. All right. Finally, I went, it's a merger. All right. Leave it alone. Okay. Leave it alone. That was then. But also, why do you think that we're going to give you some inside information or like, so you can just, again, spill on your show? It makes no sense. I said, between you and I, this is what it is at this time. This is what it was. Just drop it. Quit bugging us. So he's going to warp it now as the reason that we're not doing the show is that we're so busy with the Compound merger, which I ain't a part of Compound, not a part of Censored. I've been on Compound shows. I've never been employed by Compound Media. That's all Gino. But he's going to warp it as if, well, okay, so then this whole horrible thing comes up. And that's why they're no longer doing our show. Meanwhile, he's about to say horse shit allegations. That had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. No, it's just because we're so busy with this Compound merger. And I'm just a stay-at-home wife. And all I do is I just, I put my apron on and I just try and support my husband. Blah, blah, blah. No, fuck that. Absolutely not. Had nothing to do with me. So we're all good, homie. Had nothing to do with that. But you can't see past that, can you? No.
Horse shit allegations about me, which I can't say loud enough. Lies, incorrect. Mm-hmm. But okay. It's 2.5 years ago.
Okay, that's another thing. Horse shit allegations. The allegations are really fucking disturbing. And I would be full of fucking shit if I said that I didn't, if it's not exactly that, something fucking happened. And this motherfucker, I believe, probably knew something like this was going to come out. Might have been a nice thing to mention before you dragged us into all of this. Not to mention
hem and haw about something, or they have to address uncomfortable shit about.
You think I'm comfortable right now? I am not. I'm comfortable in the fact that I have, I guess, woken the fuck up. But if you know anything about me, sometimes I can be susceptible to manipulation. And I was Googling a word for it. I was Googling a word for the feeling when you know that you're being manipulated, but you feel so bad for the person doing it that you're too polite to call them out on it. I don't think there is a word for it. And if anybody knows what that feeling is in the chat, maybe you don't. But it's happened to me many times. I know when Aaron's manipulating me. I know when he's manipulating Visconti. We're just too nice to be like, dude, are you fucking serious? I call it, I don't know, politeness. We're sorry you're a dweebness. I don't know what it is, but this is a lot worse than I had formerly believed. So anyway, we'll press on. It's alleged.
Do not do the anniversary show, which they have not said. But they're not doing the anniversary show.
Okay.
And they both had ample opportunity to do so. If they said, Aaron, we had ample
opportunity to do so
during our wedding. Lord knows I don't want to be a distraction during somebody's wedding. And as much as I love those two, I would love to be at their wedding. If they said I was a distraction and people are going to look at you funny,
Yeah,
I'll go do something else that weekend.
Again,
That's
a distraction. What do you think that you are? What do you think that you are? A distraction because you're caught up in some weirdo thing? Like, do you think you're like famous? I'm going to be honest and very, very, very honest with you. Okay. I wanted April in my wedding. Gino was like, would have never asked you, but I said, let's have them both. Okay. Which is why the card literally said, why don't you hang by me? All right. That actually literally breaks my heart to say, but I think at some point you deserve it, homie. It breaks my heart to say that. I'm like, I want April. We can't just have Aaron. Whatever. All right. Excuse me for having a bleeding heart. But dog, you've manipulated us a little bit too far now. And not too far. Manipulation at all. Okay. I wanted April in my wedding. She's beautiful, number one. Number two, love the girl. She's aesthetically pleasing. And I have a connection with her. You came with that, okay? I don't like what I'm hearing. I don't like any of the stuff that I've, any of the pain and turmoil you've put us all through. Okay? That literally breaks my heart to say, okay? And we like you. We were there for you. We tried to have your back, but you were not honest. You weren't honest at all. You'll tell us one thing, then you're on a show and it's a whole nother fucking thing. There's no trusting you. If I announce, which I will later, your status on the wedding, it will not be because you'll be too much of a distraction. Just too much of a allegedly abusive dweeb. And I don't want to be thinking about that on my day. Capiche? But I'll tell you later.
Our haters are getting super desperate.
Where are they? They're desperate. Desperate for what? They came out with something pretty fucking disturbing about you, homie. Pretty fucking disturbing. You didn't really give me an explanation. Not going to say what you said because I just think it's dog shit, but prove it. Prove it. Prove it to us that you didn't fucking do that. Prove it. Okay. Just saying.
With like those of you on the internet, you're so Johnny come lately. Like Steel Toe was around for like 7 years before that. We've had so many second mics leave under much more terrible circumstances.
What could be more terrible than you possibly headbutting your wife?
So I really hope he didn't pay airfare to Charleston because he does not need to come.
Oh, so Michaeline's a little bit inside baseball. Aaron, I'm telling you right now. We were nice. We wanted April in the wedding. We were nice enough to ask you. We liked you at the time. And I was happy to have you in the wedding.
Yeah, we don't have a partner for you.
No, it's not that. No. Not only are you not
say that I can say that if I want.
Not only are you not in our
Sorry,
wedding,
you don't have a bridesmaid now.
Let me announce this. Visconti and I have talked about it. It's not because you're too famous or too much of a distraction. We just don't want you there at all, let alone standing up for it. We gotta, distance ourselves from you. We just can't. and we're not happy about it. So, oh well, we're happy about you not being there because we wouldn't want you to be such a famous distraction. All of the people, all of my cousins and Michaeline, your brothers or your brother and cousins would just be going like, "Ooh, is that Aaron Imholt?"
I don't think they would.
I don't think that they would at all.
I don't think they would even know who he is, except that they live in Illinois and he lives in St. Cloud, Minnesota.
Exactly.
Minnesota.
Hang on, I'll tell them again. If you didn't hear me once, I'll tell you again. It's not because you're too much of a distraction, Aaron. It's because I don't like the things that you've done. I don't like you manipulating us. I don't like the things that I'm hearing. And I hate to do this to yet another person that allegedly abused a woman, but you're no longer a part of our wedding or invited to it at all. So wish you the best. But us not being on your show had nothing to do with the compound merger. And you know what? It's just another win for the toe, I guess.
Hit the like button and be like, hey, yeah.
Okay, fuck you, Doom.
Goodbye. I'll do it like that show. Goodbye. Goodbye.